Hello, my name's Dan Roberts, and I'm a psychotherapist, writer, and teacher. I'm an internal family systems therapist, as well as being an advanced accredited schema therapist, and I integrate these and various other modalities into my work, which is helping people heal from trauma. I'm also a meditation teacher, so you can find my meditations on Insight Timer, my YouTube channel, or my website at danroberts.com. Welcome to this short guide for those new to meditation, or just getting started and feeling frustrated, or like you're getting it wrong in some way. The good news is that you can't get it wrong, because that's often a big concern for people, and we will explore that in more depth shortly. This explanation of how to meditate will focus on Buddhist practices, such as mindfulness of breath and metta, or loving-kindness practice, which have been adopted by Western psychologists and used in mindfulness courses as well as therapists' offices for decades now. But these guidelines apply to most forms of meditation, so I hope you find them helpful. Start by switching off your phone or put it on airplane mode so you won't be disturbed. Find a quiet place in your house and let other family members know you'll be busy for 10 minutes or however long you're meditating. It's a little frustrating to sink deep into meditation and then have your kids come bursting in wanting a snack. Then let's think about how to sit, which people often think needs to be in the lotus position, cross-legged on the floor or a cushion. If you're flexible enough to contort yourself into that position, I'm impressed. But for most folk, including me, sitting in this way is either downright impossible or just extremely uncomfortable, which is not at all helpful when you're trying to meditate. If you learn meditation in a Buddhist center or on retreat, the teachers spend a great deal of time helping you find a comfortable and sustainable sitting posture. So it's very important and often overlooked when you're starting out. Personally, I sit on a straight back chair for my morning practice, so any dining chair will do. Sit upright but relaxed. Imagine an invisible piece of string attached to the top of your head, pulling your head, neck, and spine into alignment. Buddhist teachers call this adopting a dignified posture. Your hands can rest on your thighs or be folded in your lap, and your feet should be flat and grounded on the floor. Let your shoulders drop and soften any obvious areas of tension in your body. You can close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, or soften and lower your gaze. With all these guidelines, the most important principle is to be relaxed, not forcing yourself into unnatural positions. This is especially true for longer practices, as you'll soon notice which joints or muscles are tight and overstretched when you're sitting for 30 minutes or longer. If you're practicing mindfulness of breath, just focus on the breath where the breath sensations are most vivid for you, at the nostrils or mouth. Rest your attention lightly there. Remember, nothing forced or strained. You might notice the air flowing in through your nostrils, a little cooler on the in-breath, then back out, slightly warmer on the out-breath. If you try this for a minute, you'll soon get distracted and start thinking about breakfast, that email you need to send, or a million items on your to-do list. And this is often where people think they're doing meditation wrong, berate themselves, or get discouraged and give up. But remember, this is just what minds do. They are busy, distractible, thoughts jumping from one thing to the next. And the point of meditation is not to clear your mind or magically find perfect mental stillness in a few minutes. I'm afraid that won't happen. In fact, the first point of meditation is to start noticing how your mind works, what's often called your monkey mind, because it jumps around all over the place like a hyped-up monkey. And second, when you have noticed your mind wandering, The crucial thing is how you react. It's easy to get frustrated or impatient, but instead imagine escorting your attention back to your breath, the way you would a new puppy on its first walk. As it wandered all over the place, you gently guide it back to the path again and again. And so it is with meditation. Your mind wanders 100 times, and each time just notice it's wandered, then kindly and gently escort your attention back to the breath. And this is the point of meditation, not creating some Buddha-like state of perfect peace. So you sit for a while, either in a guided practice or perhaps with a timer, and when the bell sounds to signify the end of your practice, remember to emerge slowly. I often see people sort of jump out of their meditation and go straight back to busy on mode. Take it slow, as if you're waking from a delicious nap. There's no rush. That to-do list can wait a few minutes. If you implement these guidelines next time you practice, I think you'll find it a little easier and more fulfilling, because sitting quietly is deceptively simple. It's actually not an easy thing to do, especially when you're beginning. So the more you can take it easy and not put yourself under too much pressure or have any unhelpful preconceptions, the better. I hope you found that helpful. I'll be posting more guides to meditation soon, so watch this space. If you did enjoy this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel. You could also share it with anyone else who's starting to meditate and might find it useful. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day.